Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vanillaraccoon and welcome to a Vanilla Plus Minecraft Let's Play video. And in the event that this does not look familiar to you, or maybe you don't recall me building this, well then that must mean you're not following me on twitch.tv/Vanillaraccoon with notifications enabled so you don't miss any future live streams, because that is when and where I built this raised modern house. Now the first thing I would like to mention is that we basically took the same design for the zigzag cabin that we had established a few episodes back and just placed it on top of the quartz stills that you see right here. But then, as you may have noticed, let's go ahead and just quickly ascend the ladder and the trapdoor. You may notice that we don't have a furnace inside of here, and that is because when I was trying to keep comfort in mind as opposed to functionality, I wanted to just leave the furnace be and not have it sit within this tight quarters area. So instead I went ahead and just placed two furnaces right down here. And in the event, yep, we do have some iron that has finished cooking actually. But in the event that we're smelting anything and we would like to go ahead and also just rename something for the sake of it, then we can go ahead and do so with the anvil that is placed on top of this furnace. Now, I got to give a mad shout out to Winter Grave, because when I was watching one of his Ripple Effect Minecraft Let's Play videos, he did something that caught my attention, and at first I wasn't too sure what I wanted to think about it. But then as I continued to meditate on the idea, it began to resonate with me. And so what I would like to start to do, if I remember to, that is whenever I want to place down a sign on something, instead of just placing the sign on the side of a block and then typing the message on it, I want to go ahead and just rename it via an anvil and then place it inside of an item frame. Now, I can't remember what he said the inspiration was exactly. I loosely remember him saying that in some old school video game that he used to play a lot of, that if you were to look at a sign right above it, you would see the message. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually share that video through the power of YouTube cards, which will be appearing in the top right corner of your screen, so you can click or tap on it at any point in time throughout this video, so you can actually get the full story as to what he was referring to with that. But let's also go ahead and begin to walk down this newly made pathway that was yet again established in a Twitch live stream, along with this bridge and the one over there. So what I was thinking of doing was having a nice little, mainly for decorative purposes, but also if we need it to be, then it can also be a functional wheat field that we have growing along the shoreline and on top of the hillside right there. But let's just quickly go ahead and run along the pathway, climb up the ladder. I really should look into getting more ladders made, so that way then we can place them around our cobblestone wall. That way we don't have to have just one little place to run to, because in the event that, say, we're back over here and we slip and fall over the ledge, that's going to be a long run back. But like what I was saying, so we have this grass block right here, and this is what I'm calling my focal point. So what that means is when I stand right here and when I'm done gazing out into the ocean and looking at the squid, like that one right there swimming along the shoreline, we can just quickly turn our head and boom, we have a nice pleasant view. And actually, this cobblestone block is kind of obstructing the view, so we're gonna swap out this cobblestone block for a cobblestone slab, and then we'll just, rearrange their placement. But getting back to what I was trying to say here, so we have a little infinite stream is what I'm going to call it right now, and this actually is something that is inspired by what I had seen at the Philadelphia Flower Show. Now in the event that you're not following me on Instagram, then I highly encourage you to do so, because I've been going out into the world both for Pokemon Go and just for the funsies of it. And during my grand adventures through the My Story feature, I will go ahead and share what it is that I'm doing and where I'm at. But for those of you who were following my adventure at the Philadelphia Flower Show, you may recall a picture that I took where we had what appeared to be an infinite water fountain. And so I wanted to try and recreate something along that idea here in Minecraft. So you know, we have the stream beginning up here, and then it's gonna cascade down here. It's gonna run along this side, and there's actually a small hole right there that will let the water pour out into this pit as well from the stream that is originally beginning up here. Now, I think for the most part, that is really going to do it for this little recap, at least. What I would like to do in this episode is begin to get my build on and establishing a few more tiny storage units is what we'll call them for now, but that could change later on, and also just tidy up the place a little bit more. And just like that, we're going to have a change of plans for this episode. A lot can happen in such a short amount of time. So, as I was getting ready to get my build on and establishing a few storage units, a sick villager came by, and it was late at night, and it was raining, it was storming, it was downpouring, and I happened to have an extra potion of weakness along with a golden apple at the ready to give this guy, so I just went ahead and did that, and well, he's no longer a sick villager, as you can tell. But unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, because I have a lot of these professions. Dude, can you come a little bit closer so I can just quickly click on you? That is such a tongue twister. But as you can tell, this guy is a cartographer. So what I'm going to do is whenever I begin a discussion with you, if anyone were to participate in the discussion via the comment section of this video, at least, you know, specifically this video, but in future videos, if anyone were to engage in the conversations of those videos as well, then what I'll do as a way of saying thank you is taking a name tag and renaming, or not renaming because he's not named originally. I'm going to take a name tag, and I'm just going to go ahead and name one of these cartographers after the person who was engaging the most in the conversation via the comment section. So, if you'd like to have a villager named after you within the Nilo Plus world, then like I said, just participate in conversations. But with that all being said, let's go ahead and there we go. What I'm going to do with you on camera actually is I'm just going to show you how I go about doing some landscaping. Now, we're going to actually have to quickly manage our hotbar, so we're going to go ahead and do that and peek inside the double chest right here that is designated for landscaping materials. And I completely forgot I made so many different so many stacks of brown concrete powder, but we're getting a little distracted here, I think. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just continue this pathway. Well, actually no, I'm gonna go back here and I'm gonna let this pathway branch off a little bit. So I'm gonna go by even numbers. So we're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then right about here I'm going to curve it. So then we're going to go ahead and begin to curve it like this, and then we're going to go ahead and extend it, counting on this block right here. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to curve it once more. And the reason why I'm going to curve this so much is because I really don't like to have a straight pathway. I try to let it go around as much as possible without it being too much. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take our coarse dirt blocks, and this is really a matter of eye is in the beauty of the this is a matter of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And what I mean by that is what may look good to me may not look so good to you, and if that's the case, then you don't have to follow this suggestion in doing landscaping within your own world. But in the event that you do, then feel free to take a screenshot of what you do and send it to me over on Twitter at Vanillaraccoon. Now let's go ahead and just finish this up. And ooh, I like to have my blocks on a number divisible by 8. Don't ask me why, but I do. So then lastly, we're going to take our brown concrete powder, and then we're going to go ahead and begin to place it down sort of like this. Now, whenever we have a situation like this where we have two coarse dirt blocks right next to each other, I try to create something that resembles an L shape. Again, don't ask me why, but I just do. So in this case, we're going to have two brown concrete powder blocks, and then just to have that L shape going on still, we're going to let it connect with the coarse dirt blocks. When we look at it from above like this, boom, L for loser. Now let's go ahead and just quickly go right here. Now in this predicament where we have it curving, we have these two blocks touching each other, but they're not right next to each other. In this case, I want to go ahead and create something that resembles a J. J for jellyfish. And then we're going to go ahead and just create, well actually that's a normal dirt block, and this is our coarse dirt block. Ooh, okay. So we're going to recreate another L shape just like this, and then from here I am going to go ahead and Yeah, we're going to use oak leaves for now at least. So next up, we're going to go ahead and take our bone meal. And then we're just going to walk a little bit of ways away from the pathway, and we're going to drop our GMOs, aka bone meal. And then we're going to do the same exact thing over here. Now we don't want to spread them too close to one another. I try and let there be an equal distance so then we can have somewhat of a quote-unquote pathway that strays from the main one right here. So this opens up an opportunity for us to go ahead and create a beaten trail, so to speak, the road less taken. And then we're going to go ahead and just fill in the spaces right here with our bone meal. And then we're going to continue to do this over here so we can fill it up. Now, one thing I like to do is wherever we have one too many of a particular flower, I like to go ahead and just remove it, and in its place either place down a custom tree or take a sapling and actually grow it. But I've been on a roll lately when it comes to creating these custom trees, and they're fairly simple, they're fairly easy to make. Just to see what I'm doing right now, if you'd like to go ahead and create a happy little tree within your own little world, then be sure to do so just like this. Again, because we're playing in Minecraft, a blocky game, it's not really round, but it at least can look like it's a bit round or something like that. So then we're going to just place one more custom tree right here. We're going to place it right here. Yeah, so we're going to go 2 oak logs up, 2 oak leaf blocks up, and then we're going to go ahead and bring it down just like this. And then we're going to fill in the center corner pieces just like that. And there we go. So that's my little tip, or my little suggestion when it comes to doing some landscaping and also creating pathways. I think at this point now, I want to go ahead and begin to rest my voice because I've been talking for roughly 6.5 minutes and continue to just do some landscaping and figure out where we're going to place down these storage units. So I'll see you guys in just a moment. So before I show you what it is that I've done in regards to doing some landscaping and establishing some storage units, we are going to go on a little bit of a rare spawn chase. Now, as I go ahead and chase these Pokemon, ooh, there's going to be a slight drop. Thank goodness we have our shiny boots on. But as I could begin to hunt down these Pokemon, I want to just mention that during one of my recent Twitch live streams, Wintergrave had tuned in, and he mentioned that actually, this is something I didn't know, so this is also a little bit of knowledge I want to share with you, because as soon as he said it in the chat, I remembered providing some false information in regards to this, so I wanted to update you with this. So as you can tell, we have skeletons that will spawn with top quality player heads that resemble Pokemon, and we also have zombies that will spawn with player heads that of good peeps to the channel. However, for the sake of lagginess, they actually can despawn, even though they are name tagged. As you can see right here, we have skeletons that are obviously going to be wearing top quality player heads that resemble the Pokemon Pidgey, but because it's name tagged, it's still going to have a chance to despawn. And I just, I want to be as transparent with you as I can when I feel like I should. So I also wanted to just update you with that little bit of information, because the last time I spoke of this new iteration of better mobs, I was wrong. So let's just go ahead and begin to try and catch the Pokemon. Oh, it would be really cool though if we had a message appear on the screen when the skeleton didn't drop the player head that said, "Oh no, the wild Pokemon fled." I'm pretty sure it would be a little too hard to do to have it say the specific Pokemon that we're trying to capture, but also I think it would be really cool if we could have it say Pokemon caught or whatever. No, it would say gotcha, just as it does in Pokemon Go, which is the inspiration for this iteration of our better mobs, which these skeletons will be wearing top quality player heads that resemble Pokemon. Now, that player head right over here is a Pidgey. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh. Okay. Rest in peace, Bat. But let's just go ahead and see if we can lure this skeleton up to where we are, because I don't have a lot of confidence in being able to successfully kill it without falling into the ravine that is just behind us as of now. And nope. Oh no, the wild Pokemon fled, and that skeleton fell to its death. I have no idea. But also, real quick, as you just heard, it is beginning to storm, and that is because if we were to take our clock and throw it down onto the ground, you'll now see that we are officially on the first day in the second month, which means it is now summertime. And like summertime is in real life, we're gonna have longer day cycles, shorter night cycles, and we're going to have more frequent thunderstorms, which means we have a better chance of running into a skeleton horse and then possibly facing off against the four horsemen. But actually, since I have stumbled across an unexplored cave, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do some mining real quick to gather up some more materials, and then when I bring it back, then we can take a look as to what I've done off camera in regards to doing some more landscaping and finally establishing some storage units. Alright, so just as I was getting ready to hit the record button, I noticed that there were some skeletons off in the distance, and they were wearing top quality player heads that resembled the Pokemon Caterpie. And so I figured it's nighttime, it's storming, and I'm going to go ahead and actually practice my archery skills so that way I can snipe them from afar. But as soon as I grabbed the bow along with the 35 arrows that you can clearly see down on the bar, they despawned. So that pretty much proves the point that I made in the previous segment, which is that whenever a hostile creature that goes bump in the night were to spawn with a player head of any sort and is name tagged, it will in fact despawn. But that is just to prevent any lag from building up within the single player world that we have here. So let's go ahead and begin to take a look as to what I've been doing off camera. Now I know you guys are going to think to yourselves, not much has been done, but believe it or not, a lot has been done. We have a small little apple tree forest. Now at the moment we don't have any of the top quality player heads that do in fact resemble apples, but I will be adding them to the trees after I finish recording this episode. And I say that because I'm beginning to be a little pressed for time, but sure enough, when you see the thumbnail for this video, then you will also be able to see those top quality player heads that resemble apples. And speaking of seeing this thumbnail, the thumbnail for this video, I just want to briefly talk to you about something. So in the event that you haven't heard about it, and if you haven't, then I suggest you get out from under the rock that you clearly are living under. But YouTube has been making some changes that has been getting a lot of content creators of various sizes all ruffled up about, and that is notifications. Now I'm going to do my best to not try and bandwagon the subject, because if you follow me on Twitter at Vanillaraccoon, then you will have already seen my thoughts on the matter. And that is simply put, I knew this day was coming for a while. Now I say that because, well, for my longtime viewers, you'll know that every once in a blue moon, I like to switch up both my intro and my outro for videos. And by now you would have heard me say, but do not forget to turn on notifications, that way you will not miss a future upload. As always, my name is Vanillaraccoon. I would like to wish you a happy day, and peace out. And I've been saying that because I knew at some point in time, YouTube was going to do something with the notifications. Now, I'm not claiming to be someone who can see into the future or know any of the inside scoop when it comes to YouTube business, because I don't have a contact, because I'm not a big enough channel to have a contact or anything like that. But it's just basically using common sense, which is, you know, I guess I could talk about that in a different video at a different time, because that's a rant in itself. But what I want to mainly drive home with you here and now is that in the event that you do have a Twitter account, be sure to follow not just me, okay? I'm not just saying this for myself, but I'm saying this for all the other content creators that you may watch. And that is, make sure you follow them on any and all social medias that you actively check. Now, that doesn't have to be on a... Hang on a second. Let me just go ahead and actually turn down the master volume so I can speak without having to wait, and also restore my hunger bars. But that doesn't mean the social media accounts that you check on a daily basis, or even on an every other basis. So long as you have a social media account that you do check on your own schedule, on your own accord, and if one or more content creators that you watch have a account on that social media, make sure you follow them, so then you know when a video is uploaded, and also so you can know the inside scoop for what's going on in regards to behind the scenes type of deal. So for example, if you were to check the description box of this video, you'll see that I have a link to my Facebook fan page. I also have a link to my Twitter account. I used to offer a link to, or a portal, I think it's properly called. I used to offer a portal to my Instagram account, but you know, I stopped doing that because, well, my Instagram account is, even though it's the official Vanillaraccoon Instagram account, I mainly use it for photography purposes. But if you want to follow me on there for some pretty pictures, then you know, at Vanillaraccoon is what you want to search on Instagram. But also, I want to just encourage you to start getting into the habit of, if you're on the app, then check the subscription tab. And if you're on the desktop slash, if you're viewing YouTube on a web browser via desktop or laptop, whatever the case may be, then get in the habit of checking the subscription tab there as well. Basically, just try and get in the habit of checking the subscription feed, so that way then you can see exactly who uploaded a video and when and how long ago it was uploaded, so that way you don't miss future uploads from your favorite content creators other than myself. But I think at this point and now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this video. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, then consider subscribing to your new home for entertainment. But do not forget to turn on notifications, that way you will not miss a future upload. My name is Vanillaraccoon, you have been awesome, and I would like to wish you a happy day, and peace out.